Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thank you all for hopping aboard with me for another video. Now, before we get started, please be sure to hit that like, share the video, and hit that subscribe if you would. I appreciate that. Now, let's get to the topic. We have the Kansas City Chiefs fan, okay, a little boy who is under scrutiny for so-called wearing blackface at a football game. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs just defeated the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday. And while at the game, this young boy who looks to be, if I had to guess, between 8 and 11, was wearing a headdress, all right, representing the Kansas City Chiefs. And he had his face painted half black, half red, symbolizing the Kansas City Chiefs colors, all right. But there was an article written from a gentleman, all right, with Deadspin. His name is Carron Phillips, and I'll have more on him a little bit later. But he wrote this article, and man, I'm gonna bring up this article, and we're gonna kind of skim through it a little bit, and I will link it in the description so you can check it out at your leisure. But I kind of just want to go through it a bit to see what the big deal is, right? What is the issue that Carron Phillips has with this little boy? Here he has the headline: the NFL needs to speak out against the Kansas City Chiefs fan in blackface, native headdress. They're doubling up on racism. Are you going to say anything, Roger Goodell? This is from Carron Phillips. All right. And there's a picture of the boy. Now, this is the picture that was circulated. Okay, he used this picture in, for a reason, right? He used this for the purpose of making you believe that that's his entire face, right? Which, to be honest, I could care less whether his whole face is black, brown, green, red, whatever. Yeah, I wouldn't care either way. But for the sake of what he's trying to say, it's just wild. All right. So he says it takes a lot of disrespect. It takes a lot to disrespect two groups of people at once. Now he's saying that he's disrespecting black people and Native American people at the same time. That's what he's trying to say. Let's see. The image of a Chiefs fan in blackface wearing a native headdress during a road game leads to so many unanswered questions. Why did the camera person give this fan the attention? Why did the producer allow that camera angle to be aired at all? Is that fan a kid/teenager or a young adult? Dude, really? Despite their age, who taught that person that what they were wearing was appropriate? So you're questioning the age of this person. Now he's clearly a child. All right, like I said, I guess between 8 and 11. I mean, I'd be shocked if he was 14, 15, or 25 years old. Like, come on. And then he goes on to talk about how the NFL has stepped out there to stand against racism and social injustice and this and that, right? And he's saying they're taking a step back with allowing this young man to wear his team's colors, right, and represent his football team that he cheers for. And then when you go down to the bottom, he mentioned something that Roger Goodell said. All right, so Roger Goodell was quoted as saying, "The NFL stands with the black community, the players, clubs, and fans. Confronting systemic racism, which doesn't exist, with tangible and productive steps is absolutely essential. We will not relent in our work, and we will redouble our efforts to the catalyst for the urgent and sustainable change that our society and communities so desperately need." And then this gentleman is saying that basically the league is worse off after he said that a couple years back. they're worse off now. And he mentions Colin Kaepernick. Of course he would, because this gentleman, Carron Phillips, is all about color over everything. Before anything, you got to look at the color of somebody's skin. That defines them, not their character, not what they're about on the inside, not their community outreach or how they treat others. It's about color only. Now, with that being said, I will link that in the description. You guys go check that out for yourselves. But I do want to bring in another piece of piece of evidence, I would say, to give you guys a full excuse me, you guys a full scope of what's going on, so you don't just see Carron Phillips what he wants to show you. So this is from Twitter. This is from History Inc. on Twitter. Here's the little boy, right? So you saw earlier, it only showed the right side of his face, which was painted black. But you see on the left-hand side is red. So it's literally black and red. He has the Native American headdress. He got the jersey on. He's got a necklace with a little pendant hanging down, KC with the arrowhead. He is ready to go, man. This kid is having a ball, okay? He's probably at the game with his mom, his dad, or somebody, having a great time, and has this knucklehead of a writer, a journalist, do this article just slamming a child. It just, imagine somebody on the conservative side making fun or targeting a child, doing a whole article talking about the NFL or the NBA or the Major League Baseball or whoever needs to stop putting some child with some t-shirt on, stop them from wearing that. Stop, don't put that on TV or something like that. Imagine a conservative writer doing the same thing that this guy's doing. How much hate they would get. The backlash would be immense. But with this guy, he's allowed to get away with just about anything because, y'all know how the media works. Now, I do want to get to this Carron guy. Who is Carron Phillips? Because oftentimes these individuals are able to write these articles and do these write-ups and hit pieces or whatnot. And nobody really ever, I don't see a lot of people look into the writer, right? And I'm guilty too. Sometimes you just look at the article, you don't even really pay attention to the writer. But I say, you know what? Who wrote this article? And, once I found out who did it, I'm like, let me go and look up and see what he's about, where he come from and that type of thing. So let's see here. Have this article. Here he is right here. That's his picture. All right. He has a real black face. All right. That's a joke, but hey, he is black, right? I mean, that's what he would say. He would say he's black or African American or person of color or indigenous people, a person of color, or whatever he wants to call himself. That's what he would agree with that. So anyway, now with that being shown to you, let's get to more about his background. Okay. So according to his LinkedIn profile, Carron J. Phillips is an American journalist who earned his BA in African American / Black Studies. Go figure. I mean, that's like the shocker, right? He earned that from Morehouse College in 2006, and then he later went on and got his MA in public communications. All right, and so on and so forth. So he's worked as at a few different places over the years, and I will link this down below. But I mean, the guy's had a decent amount of jobs and whatever. But his main thing is to talk about color, talk about race, racial injustice, social injustice, and as a matter of fact, he cannot stand the term social injustice. He likes the term racial injustice because it focuses on race, and that's in actually the Deadspin article that he wrote. He mentioned that. So he's all in on race. It's about color before anything else. All right. Clearly, he's not, going to be a person of faith, anything like that. There's no way, that he could be believing what he believes, right? And writing hit pieces on children. Okay. But the boy's mother, all right, in question, the boy's mother did come speak out, and defend her child, and went at Carron Phillips for what he had to say about her child. So I commend her. But I think that this is another situation where, as America as a whole, I I think most people would recognize that this was a hit piece. It was the media being the media, doing what the media does. They take a picture of something from one angle and blow that up all over the place and say this is the narrative surrounding this image, without giving you the full scope of what the image entails. Like, give us the whole. Don't give us one side of his face. Give us his full face, and you can see clearly he's a child. It's not a grown up. I mean, I just think children are off limits when it comes to writing an article critiquing what they're wearing at a football game. But I think that most Americans would recognize that it was just a hit piece. But who knows, man? I saw a lot of weird and wacky things happen over the years, as far as when the media presents something in a certain way and people just take it and run with it. So, but I just kind of want to give y'all the full scope of what happened. And anyway, thank y'all for watching. I stand with this young man. I hope he continues to wear his headdress, his face paint, go all out for his team and just have fun as a child, man. What happened to children just being children? Anyway, thank y'all for watching. If y'all would, please leave a like. That helps with the algorithm. Share the video. That also helps. And hit that subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be alerted when I drop something new. I drop content weekly. So anyway, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for hopping aboard and ride with me for another one. This was the Captain's Quarter Show. I was your host, L. Milliner, the Captain. Until next time, I am gone.